Hey guys, this is JauntyM back with a video. I'm going to show you the basics of chess, how you have to play it, and how all the moves are done. You basically have two teams. One is a white and one is a black, like you can see. If you're playing as a white, you will see the pieces like that. The main thing is difference between the two is that white would always get the first move, so that's a benefit that the white gets, and the black is always going to have the second move. So this is one thing that you have to understand. Then the white would always have the queen on the left side, and as opposed to black, the black would always have the king on the left side. So that's the main difference between the two sides as well. So basically, the first move that you can do either way is you can move the knight. Now, the knight actually moves in an L shape. It's going to be two squares in one direction and one square either on the left side or on the right side. So, like for example, from here we can move the knight here, and then from here you can either move the knight here. So this is the kind of movement that you can do. Now, the knight is one of the most important pieces in the game because it can actually jump squares like no other piece can cross um can jump any other piece. Like if I want to move the bishop, first I have to clear this pawn and then I can move the bishop on any other side. I'll talk about more about the bishop a little bit more. So this is the main benefit. A lot of people like to move the knight first. They don't really do anything else. They just jump the knight, and the black could actually reply with this as well. The black can actually jump the knight here as well. So this is one thing that you need to keep in mind regarding the knight, and it is one of the most important pieces that you can actually use in the game. So just try to protect the knights as much as you can. Apart from that, if you want to open with a pawn, now the pawn, the first move that a pawn can make is two squares up ahead like this. Like this. Any pawn can move two squares. That's only going to be the first move. After that, for example, if you move the pawn like this, now you can't really jump two squares now. Now every next move is going to be just one up, one up. And for example, if there's a pawn sitting here and this is a pawn here, now I can take this pawn like this. Alright, this is how I can do this because the pawn can only take out other pieces sideways. This is the one thing that we can do with the pawn. So, and the first move we can do with the pawn is like this. Now, the bishop, there are two types of bishop. One is sitting on the black square, other is sitting on the white square. Alright, so the bishop can always move diagonally like this. It can't really go like this or like this. It can only move diagonally like this, like this, like this. And obviously it can take other pieces diagonally as well. So this is the thing that you need to be careful about. I know how to move this, right? So the benefit of bishop is that it has a lot of range. Like it can be sitting on this side and it can be attacking like till the end of the board. So this is the main benefit of that it has a range, the bishop. So you need to be clear about where you have to put your bishop, and then you can attack other pieces from this as well. Right. So this was about the bishop. Now let's talk about what else do we have. Just put the pieces back. All right. Now about the rook. Now the rook can move straight, and like it can move straight. Now it cannot move diagonally like this. These are the movements that it can do. And again, it has a lot of range. For example, if there's a piece sitting here, rook is here, rook can actually easily take this piece without any problem. So these are basic moves that rook can do. Now about the king. The king can actually move in any direction, but it's gonna have just one move per square. This is a move that it can do. Alright. So basic concept is that you have to trap the king so that it can't really move anywhere. For example, if I have a knight here and there's a rook here, right? And this rook is being protected with this bishop. Now the king can't really move here. King can't really move here. King can move here. So let's suppose we need to have this, like this. It's trapped like this, right? So the king can't really move here, can't really move here, can't really move here, because every time it is going somewhere, it's being attacked. So this is the main concept here, that the king can't really move here. Then it's called a checkmate. So you can't really. This is what you need to do, like trap other person's king so that they can't really move, and then you win. All right. So in order to do that, you need to move the pieces in a select way so that you can do that. Apart from that, let's talk about the queen first. Now the queen can actually move diagonally. It can move like a rook. So it can move in all the directions and there is no limit on the range. It can go anywhere on the board. It just cannot jump the pieces like a knight would do. That's the only difference here. Alright, so apart from that, these are the main moves that I just told you about. So we have covered the knight, we have covered the rook. Oops, not this one, this one. The bishop, the pawns, and everything. So these are the main basics that you need to learn about how to move the pieces. I'm gonna come back with some basics, more like how to move the pieces and what should be your first opening and stuff like that in the next video. You have a nice day. Thank you for listening and watching. Bye bye.